Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that are drivers of the metals price right now in the precious metals industry, and the positives. All right, so let's talk about the monetary metals versus industry metals thing. It was interesting. A guy put out a stat the other day, Bix Weir, and I thought this was really interesting. He was saying that, you know, the silver to gold ratio for mining, like what comes out of the ground in ratio, for every ounce of gold you get 8 ounces of silver. That's a historical fact. Now, what does that mean for us? Well, it means a lot of things, but if you take that a step further and look at just the monetary side of it, like remember that the majority of silver is used for industry, for industrial, for electronics and different things. So there's that, and gold as well is used in some industrial applications. So we take that off the board. So if we take all of the metals that are used for industrial applications and sweep them aside and just take a ratio of gold versus silver for monetary only, it's 2.5 to 1, which is an even tighter number. So, you know, some people are saying, well, technically that should mean a 2.5 to 1 ratio of the price eventually, if the price ever comes back to the mean where it should be, and we get past this manipulative stage in silver and gold. Is that going to happen? We don't know. But let's talk about some of the drivers here, because you got these two different opposing forces coming from, one from the industrial sector and one from the monetary sector. From the monetary sector needs silver to stay down in price because it sends a negative correlated signal to the value of the US dollar, which is kind of the universal trading mechanism of exchange for the entire planet. And so, you know, the industry, the financial industry, is trying desperately to keep that under wraps and polish that so it looks good for their algorithms. Because let's face it, all this trading is going on by electronic algorithms. It's kind of been set up and it's just running on automation. So there's that. So you've got that force on the market. And then from the other side of the market, you have this industrial demand, which is now, you know, the industrial stockpile that used to exist is gone now. So this is like pre-shortage for industry, in my opinion. We're right there right now. So if you have an increased monetary demand, you're going to have it, you know, trying to struggle to buy the big quantities to make coins and bars, and then you got, you know, the industrial demand pulling the other way, and the price is. Let me explain something. Here's the problem with all of this. You say, well, they just dial up some more silver, get the capital together and dial up some more silver. Well, it's not that easy. If you listen to the experts in the industry, like listen to a guy like Keith Neumeyer from Silver Majestic, he'll tell you flat out that it takes up to 10 years and beyond to bring a new vein of silver online and actually produce metals that's usable for demand, industrial or monetary. So 10 years minimum and as long as 20. So you just can't turn the dial and dial up more silver. And the rest of it comes from 80% of silver comes as a byproduct of mining lead, zinc, and copper. So there's no control dial either there. You can't call up Rio Tinto and say, please mine some more copper so we can have the byproduct silver. It doesn't work that way. And they can no more do that than the silver industry, bring a new stream online. So we're kind of stuck with the production that we've got. So you have that force on the industry as well. So only 20% of silver is mined as silver only, and so you have those two are basically a no-go. So the only place that we can possibly satisfy a shortage, like let's say Chinese factories suddenly go, look, we got no silver, we can't produce circuit boards, right? We're already seeing a semiconductor shortage in vehicles. So how long before, you know, we see a shortage in circuit boards because we don't have the silver? Now, how long is industry going to tolerate that? Not long before they say, look, we'll pay what we don't care about the spot price. We need silver. We need to incentivize a way to either buy it from the monetary sector, so you guys with your 100-ounce bars are willing to let go of it because the price is now enticing enough for you to say, great, I'll sell it. I don't care what you use it for as long as I get what I want for it. So I foresee that possibly happening at some point. So, you know, melting down 100-ounce monetary bars to make circuit boards is not an unrealistic thing to see happening. It is a liquid substance in a sense, no pun intended. When you melt it, it is liquid. And it's liquid in more ways than one. In a monetary sense, it's very liquid as well. So how long before we run into this problem where there's a shortage? And then the higher prices are the only solution. The only short-term solution is recycling. I'm beating around the bush to getting to it. I'll say it again. The only short-term solution to the silver shortage is recycling. And right now, it costs more in chemicals and process and time and effort to melt the silver that's embedded in a circuit board. It costs more for the process than the silver you get out. So the only solution to this, unless of course the government wants to subsidize it, you know, to turn around and subsidize that out of need, and that's not out of the realm of possibility, is it? Otherwise, we have to have a higher silver price. We have to have a silver price that's high enough that somebody says, okay, I've crunched the numbers now, I've done the math, we can recycle silver and make a profit. And that's the only way it's going to turn around in the short term. We're going to have to start harvesting the landfills, start having incentive programs for people not to throw away their cell phones. Bring your cell phones in and, you know, for recycling, have recycling depots set up, whatever it takes, right? Because industry's not going to tolerate a shortage. So this is a really positive signal that's going to cause something to give in the near future, and I'm just kind of waiting with bated breath for that. So keep your eye on those ideas, run that around and do your own research and tell me if that's a plausible explanation for what might happen going forward. Thanks for listening, folks. Comment down below.